Shadrek Luwita, Ambassador of Zambia in Russia, born on the 23rd of August 1960 in Zambia. Graduated from National Institute of Public Administration in Zambia in 1997. Worked as Secretary for Trade Relations of the Embassy of Zambia in Congo. After that was a Deputy Director of the Main Office of the President of Zambia. Appointed Ambassador of the Republic of Zambia in Russia in 2017. Speaks English and French. Married with 4 children.
Your Excellency, good day. I'm very happy to see you here sitting in front of me in the Embassy of the Republic of Zambia. So my first question is, diplomatic relations between the Russian Federation or the Soviet Union and the Republic of Zambia were established in 1964, at the year when your African country gained its independence. So this year, our relations turned 55 years. At this moment, our countries maintain their friendly relations. In what areas do Russia and Zambia cooperate? I mean, education, technology, industry, and so on.
Thank you very much for having me and according me this rare opportunity to appear on your television. As you have rightly pointed out, indeed, Zambia has had cordial relations since attainment of independence in 1964. And for your information, Russia was the first European country, Soviet Union at that time, which recognized Zambia's independence. Arising from that, we exchanged ambassadors in 1965. That's when this embassy was established. And apparently as a follow-up to that, in 1967, Russia and Zambia signed a cooperation agreement in various fields, including education, science and technology, and technical military cooperation. From that time onwards, I can tell you that relations have grown from strength to strength. From 1967 to date, so far, over 2,000 Zambians have graduated from Russian universities.
Okay, so it's about the students, about education. I had a question about that. So African students do often come to Russia to study. So does the Embassy of the Republic of Zambia plan to expand cooperation in this area?
Absolutely. We, in fact, would like to expand cooperation in other economic sectors. For your information, in 2017, Russia and Zambia signed an intergovernmental agreement for the construction of the Center for Nuclear Science and Technology in Lusaka. Among other sectors, we also want to increase the volume of trade between the two countries. There are other economic sectors which are yearning for Russian investment, for example, in tourism, in mining, in agriculture, among other sectors that would like to expand cooperation with the Russian Federation.
Zambia's hallmark is the world-famous Victoria Falls. It is located on the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe. This is perhaps one of the most striking attractions for the tourists. So what else attracts tourists in Zambia?
Thank you very much for that important question. May I hasten to say that Victoria Falls is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Site and the 7th wonder of the world. It is a spectacular site, as you have pointed out. Apart from the Victoria Falls, Zambia has 40 national parks, of which 25 are very, very big indeed. The national parks are endowed with a lot of species of wildlife, among them elephants, zebras, various types of antelopes, the sable, the kudus, among other species. Apart from that, Zambia has the Kasanka National Park, where we experience a spectacular migration of bats. In the course of the year, around September, there's a migration of over 3 million bats. And when they are migrating, it's a spectacular sight where tourists come from all over the world to watch the spectacular migration of bats. You cannot see the sky. I'm telling you, it's a spectacle that if you visited Kasanka National Park during the period of migration of bats, it will be indelible on your mind that you can even make a movie out of it.
While preparing for this interview, I've read about the village of craftspeople that's called Manuki. It is one of the most attractive destinations for the tourists, as well as the bats. So locals are famous for their skillful wood carving. Can you tell us more about this? Do you know that?
Absolutely. I'm sure you can see in this conference room that there are wood carvings here. These are among the wood carvings that are made by craftsmen in Mukuni village. And in fact, the whole Zambia is endowed with craftsmen who actually make these wood carvings of various sizes and shapes to depict the cultural heritage.
I'm sorry, do you have something here?
Yes, you can actually look in this.
I see.
Yes, they are there.
Very beautiful, real and unique.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. So we have these carvings of different types and sizes, which are made by not only the craftsmen in Chief Mukuni's village, but the entire country of Zambia. You have these crafts in all the provinces, depicting the culture, the species of animals, birds, etc., etc., and also the culture in general of the country.
Well, I know that in August, Zambians celebrate a very important holiday. For the locals, it is called Farmers' Day. So can you tell me, how is it celebrated?
The Farmers' Day is a very, very, very important holiday in Zambia. This holiday is a holiday which brings together all the farmers in Zambia. It is hosted. They will have what is called the Zambia Agricultural and Commercial Show in Lusaka. There are exhibitions by the Zambia National Farmers Union, by a lot of companies which are involved in agro-processing, as well as international exhibitors from the Southern African region, from Africa, from Europe and America, who come to participate Zambia Agriculture and Commercial Show during the Farmers' Day. It is during that time that companies and business entities involved in agro-processing, they forge contracts of partnerships. So it is a very, very, very important holiday, as well as even awarding of certificates is done. During that holiday, the head of state invites counterparts, for example, from within the region, within Africa, to come and participate and also be the guest of honor to officially open the Zambia Agriculture and Commercial Show. So it's a very, very important holiday in Zambia.
Oh, I see. So we have talked about the Farmers' Day, which is very important for the locals. And how is the agriculture developed in Zambia?
When you talk about food security, the staple food for Zambia is maize meal. Maize is grown predominantly by peasant farmers, small-scale farmers. They actually grow more maize to meet the national demand. Of course, we have commercial farmers. Commercial farmers supplement the staple food in terms of growing maize, which also is supplied to millers to produce stock feed. Apart from that, we also grow a lot of rice. We also grow a lot of potatoes. We also grow a lot of horticultural products for export into the European market. For example, cut flour, roses, and so on. We have commercial farmers who specialize in growing of horticultural products, which is exported in the European Union. We also grow a lot of tobacco for export. By the way, tobacco is one of our fourth largest export, apart from minerals. So tobacco is the fourth largest export into the European market and China.
Do our countries have something in common?
Absolutely. First of all, let me talk about the historical perspective of relations between Russia and Zambia. Russia, not only Zambia, but Africa in general, to start with. Russia participated in the liberation struggle of most of the African countries.
Including Zambia?
Of course, including Zambia. And as a result of that, Russia trained personnel coming from African countries in the military, in the economic sectors, among other things. Now, one thing which has surprised African leaders is that despite Russia having participated in the liberation struggle of African countries, Russia has taken a back seat to participate in the economic emancipation of African countries. And yet, countries which not helped African countries to get liberated are the ones who are benefiting and exploiting natural resources in Africa. This is something that has made African leaders to express concern as to why Russia, which has a foreign policy of not interfering in sovereign states' countries, has taken a backseat, and yet Russia helped African countries to get liberated. Now, coming to your question, yes, Zambia and Russia have something in common. For your information, Russia established a Russian Cultural Center in Lusaka in 1975, where Zambian students who are coming to study in Russia do a language foundation course at the Russian Cultural Center to study the Russian culture before they come to start their studies here. So this is the kind of closeness that Russia has with Zambia. You can imagine the entire African continent, Russia has only 5 cultural centers, Russian cultural centers. And among those, there is one in Zambia. That is how close Russia is with Zambia. And we want to enhance this cooperation by encouraging exchange visits of Russian cultural center, Russian artists to come to Zambia, as well as also having an exchange of Zambian artists to come here so that you understand the Zambian culture well. I know that this is one of the issues that we can use to promote tourism. The moment the Russian citizens know how Zambians live, the more they know how their culture is, the more they know how safe Zambia is. By the way, Zambia is one of the safest countries in Africa. It's the haven of peace in Africa. Zambia has never experienced any political turmoil. You can walk at night just like the way you walk in Moscow without fear, without feeling apprehensive. So we have something in common. In a nutshell, we have something in common between Russia and Zambia.
So what do you think about the prospects of cultural and economic cooperation between our countries?
We are looking forward to economic cooperation. I had alluded to earlier on that Zambia and Russia signed an intergovernmental agreement for the construction of the Center for Nuclear Science and Technology, which will be done by Rosatom. So far, feasibility studies have been done. You know, the Center for Nuclear Science and Technology is a milestone. It's a milestone in that once completed, the center will be in a position to produce isotopes which are used in the treatment of cancer patients. As it is, Zambia refers some cancer patients who are in an advanced state to countries like India. So we are looking forward that if this Center for Nuclear Science and Technology is completed, we should be able to have capacity to produce isotopes and treat cancer patients within Zambia. Apart from that, the center will also be able to offer radiation facilities for crops. You know that to export certain products like fruits or indeed horticultural products which are not irradiated into the European market or America, there are challenges. They will say we don't want tropical diseases to come to our country. So we are looking forward to the quick completion of this project so that there are multifaceted benefits that will go when this project is completed.
Your Excellency, you have answered to all of my questions. Thank you for being so welcome today. I thank you once again. Thanks.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is mine. The pleasure is mine. Thank you. Thank you.